got to fight the powers that be. Let me hear say, fight the power. Fight the power. Let me hear say, fight the power. Come on, come on, come on. Fight the power. Let me hear say, fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be. As the rhythm's designed to bounce, what counts is as the rhymes designed to fill your mind. Now that you realize the rhymes around, we got to fight the stuff to make it tough.
We got to fight the power. And I want to start out by giving a shout out to my Bail family and to all of you all who are here today, because I'm here to tell you that we can't just come to these conferences and go home and think because we talked about change that we have made change. We have to leave here with a sense of urgency, because as we stand here and sit here pontificating, our children are dying. And so we have to leave here understanding that this is a fight, and that the people who oppose us, they don't care if you create a great school, they still gonna oppose you, because for them, this is about power. This is about who controls the flow and the distribution of the money. And so as people who care about kids, we gotta get up every day prepared to fight. But at the same time, we have to listen to some of what our opponents say, because they're right. Because a whole bunch of us in this movement are arrogant. And we come into communities thinking that we're gonna save these people, instead of understanding that people need help, but they don't want to be controlled. And so what we have to talk about in this movement is not only the quality that takes place in the classrooms, because we must have great schools, we must have great tests, but we must also understand the importance of the quality of the relationship that we develop with kids and the communities that they come from. Because if we don't, we're gonna lose this battle. And I've said to people over and over again, and I love all of my TFA friends and KIP friends, I love them to death. And I know they all go around calling each other awesome and amazing. But hell, all of us ain't awesome and all of us ain't amazing. So that what we're gonna have to do is that we're gonna have to figure out a way, since most of us are just regular people, we're gonna have to figure out a way for regular people to have awesome results. And so I was happy to hear Nina and the secretary talk about the good things we've done, and we have done good things. But every one of us know that we have so much more work that has to be done. And all of us know that some of us who are running schools shouldn't be running nobody's school for nobody at no point in history. And so what I'm saying to you is that what I worry about in this movement, I'm all for scale. I'm all for CMOs and EMOs and all of these O's. But this movement must never allow those of us who just want to create one great school in our community, we must never be drummed out of this movement, because ultimately it is not about scale, it is about our children. It is about our children. So I'm saying to you, I'm pleading with you to understand how important this work is that you do every day. And I thank those of you who go into classrooms every day to work with our kids. I thank those of you who give leadership to schools that are working with our kids. But we must always understand that nothing happens without a struggle. No change takes place without a struggle. And you must be people who are willing to struggle every single day for the lives of our children. That is what brings us to this room. That is what brings us here every day. And you know what? We're going to win because we're on the right side of history. But even when you're on the right side of history, you don't win unless you fight. And so I'm telling you, I'm encouraging you, I'm saying to you with everything that I have at my disposal, that we must fight. We do have to fight for equity and funding. We do have to fight to make sure that we have the things that our kids need. But as a movement, we have to be able to fight our opponents and at the same time be self-critical. Because if we're not strong enough to be self-critical, we're not going to be able to make it. And so I want to talk about two things real quick. Number one, I've said it, and I'm going to say it. And if y'all don't want me to come back and speak, that's good too, because I'm going to say what I got to say. We got to quit having conversations about diversity and do diversity. We got to quit talking about how important it is to have the wide diversity, and then we create ways, and when it's time to give the money don't go diverse. The conversation goes diverse, but the money don't. And so at some point in our history, we must not become that which we have fought to get away from. And if we don't pay attention to these issues of diversity, these issues of making sure that those of you who just want to create one great school, that you're a part of this movement, we're going to become the bureaucratic entity that we said we wanted to move away from. And I urge you, never lose the soul of this movement, because it ain't just about intellect. It's about heart and it's about soul. And Martin Luther King Jr. said, we are now faced with the reality that tomorrow is today. We are now faced with the fierce urgency of now. In this unfolding conundrum of life and history, there is such a thing as being too late. Procrastination is the thief of time. It leaves us, life leaves us bare, naked, and dejected with lost opportunity. Across the bleached bones of numerous of civilizations are written the pathetic words, too late. We cannot be too late for our children. And now it is my honor to introduce a great friend and a great warrior, Joel Klein. Thank you very much.